When this young Sasquatch used the infrasound, that's when it looked like his face was melting a little bit or protruding out. So yeah, I'd heard that before. It's very interesting. Go ahead, Mike.
There was so much power, it made his face just shoot to the front like it was so weird the way it was like his teeth, his eyes, his nose just all looked like it was mixed together like scrambled eggs and then sucked back to normal. When he did that, he got back on all fours and shot across the power lines. He gets across the power lines and he is pissed. He is ripping up by the roots whole gallberry bushes and tossing them in the middle of the power line. He is knocking trees down. And when I say trees, it's not like full-grown pine trees. It's the small trees. He is like a tractor going that, and he is yelling and screaming, and he screams about every 15 seconds. I'm up in my stand, and I'm trying to pinpoint him. I got my gun out, and I said, okay, when he comes, this might be an ambush. When he shoots back across the power lines, he's going to come up this tree. I didn't see too much of his capabilities, and the way he ran was just so unorthodox too. It was like when he was running on all fours, it didn't look right. It was almost like the best way I can explain it. You ever see like a Great Dane run, like it's real lurpy?
Or you mean more of not a gallop, but when a dog's running sort of lopsided and they're not galloping?
Yeah, it was real lurpy.
Yes.
Real lurpy.
Well, you know how some dogs trot. They trot on all fours, and other dogs run with all four legs moving in a different, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for. They're not trotting along like what a basset hound would do or something. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. It was very unorthodox. It just, that was another creepy thing. So he's ripping stuff up, and I notice he's on the west side of the power. I said the south side. Sorry about that. It was the west side. He was on the west side of the power line, but he's going north. So, and he gets further and further away, and he gets about to the point to where I've seen him first, and he shot back on my side. But it was so fast, man. It was just like a black blur that went across the power line. And now he is east of me, but he's going further north. He's still raising hell. I mean, I'm still scared for my life, but he keeps getting further and further and further away. And there was a point, I want to say, he got about probably 150 yards, and I come down. I come out of the tree. And you got to remember, I'm 30 foot up, so that's 22 jacks easy. I was down at about 10 jacks. I left my book bag up there. The only thing I did is I took my rifle, slung it on my back, and I'm running down the power lines. I'm going south. I'm going back to my truck. The sun is done set, but it's still nautical. It's still nautical twilight where I can still see pretty good. So I'm running, but at this time, I'm pretty out of shape. I was a big guy back then. I was probably about 230, something like that back then. At one time, I was almost 300 pounds. That's a different story. I'm running, but I'm getting whooped. But I've still got my adrenaline going, so a full run goes to a very fast walk, and then I would pick it back up to a run. And there is I'm easily 600, I'm probably 600 yards from my truck, give or take. There's a halfway mark on this power line. It's like a little plateau that comes out almost. It's not very high or nothing. It's got a few trees. It's pretty crazy the way it's shaped, but it comes out to the middle of the power lines, and I always consider that the halfway point. So I'm running. I get to where I can see that plateau, but it's still a way to go. I stopped, and when I stopped, I hear something stop in the woods on the side of me. I'm still hearing him back there screaming. He's still back there raising hell. He still thinks I'm up the tree. I guess. I don't know. So I picked it back up to a run, and when I did that, I've got something 30 foot in the woods on the side of me, matching me step for step. Step for step. When I stop, it would stop. Sometimes I would stop, and it would stop, and it would take that extra step. That way I knew something was on the side of me. But I didn't know what it was. I knew it wasn't him because I can still hear him back there screaming. So I really panicked at this point. I'm running. I get to where I can see this plateau coming up, the halfway mark. But the way the woods are shaped, this thing's closing. It's staying just enough in the bushes where I cannot see it. Every now and then I'll see like a bush move or something, but I can't see what it is. But the way the woods are shaped, this thing is going to intercept me at this island. And I'm thinking in my head, I have to do something. I'm running. I get just about to that thing, to the plateau, and I crack the shot off in the air, just straight up in the air. Don, when I did that, everything stopped. Everything stopped. I no longer heard him. I started running again. I no longer had anything paralleling me. I get past this plateau, and I crest the hill on the power line. I can see my truck. It's probably about another 300 yards away, 250 yards. But this power line's got a lot of hills on it. When I see my truck, I can just see the top of my truck. Buddy, when I see my truck, I caught another gear I did not think I had.
I can understand that. Looking back now, do you think that was another? Well, we know most times Bigfoot are not alone. They've got with a couple others. Looking back now, you think that was another creature?
Yeah, I think it was another one. I think it was the female, probably.
Right.
It was either the female or it was one of his kids, maybe. I don't know. Just escorted me out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I get to my truck, and I got a conscience in my head saying, Mike, do not stick around. You stick your key in that truck, you crank it, and you get out of here. So I get to my truck. I'm just about to have a heart attack, I think. My heart's pounding out of my chest. This day it was probably freezing cold this day. Probably about, if not, it was every bit of 35 degrees, and I'm profusely sweating. I stuck my key into my door to unlock it, and when I did that, I heard one last scream, and it was way back there, and that scream was way different. It was way, way different. It was more like, it's so much, this is why people say me and Carrie Arnold's encounters are very alike, because of the yawning, and this last scream was the same scream that he was talking about. It was like a draw, up, but it was like, when he released it, it wasn't a roar, it was like a baboon screech. It was like a whip cracking. I get in my truck, and this dirt road that I'm on has a cul-de-sac, and when I would find this spot, I would always drive down the cul-de-sac, turn back around, and then just pass back through. I wasn't passing back through there. I backed up in the ditch, and I just about got my truck stuck. So I get on the, and this is miles and miles in the middle of nowhere, Dawn. It's nothing but dirt roads. I am fishtailing. I almost wrecked about 30 times at least. I mean, I'm just pure panic. I finally catch blacktop, and it's Highway 26. I am hauling ass. The fastest my truck, 100 plus. I'm going down 20. I'm surprised I didn't get pulled over by a state trooper or something like that. I finally catch 15, Highway 15, back to the coast, back to Biloxi. I get home. I get out of my truck. I throw my gun on my bed. I go to the shower, full blast. This is winter time now. Full blast, cold, and I laid in the shower in the fetal position for about an hour. I remember coming out of the shower, passing out on the couch, and I woke up the next day, and I thought it was all a dream. I really did. Until I walked in my bedroom and I seen my gun sitting there on the bed.
Yeah, that's fascinating, Mike, but terrifying for you at the same time. I've heard of, well, you're never the same again once you see these creatures. And for you, I think it was more traumatic because you didn't really they weren't on your mind. You didn't really think they were real, and he was probably sizing you up for a while. Probably they didn't want you in that area, so they kind of chased you out. That one was following, making sure you were leaving. But this really did affect you, and I've heard that before. That people question later, was this for real? Did I really see this? So go ahead. I just wanted to point out how this really affected you.
That was pretty much the end. The only thing I wanted to point out to the audience, maybe it will come to me, maybe I never seen it, but I'm pretty sure the whole time I never got to see its feet. Not that I was looking. Just like his legs was just like all hair. His feet, I'm sure he had a big foot.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part number 5.